How many town mouses do we have here? Mice. Who's from town? Who's from the country?
I'm definitely I'm from the summer. Carson doesn't have one day.
Okay. The town mouse and the country mouse. Once a contented country mouse had the honor to receive a visit from his old friend who lived at His Majesty's court. The country mouse was extremely glad to see his guest, and very hospitably set before him the best cheese and bacon, young wheat corn his cottage could afford. As for their beverage, it was the purest water from the spring. After supper, the two sat by the open hearth and chatted. "Really, my good friend," said the town mouse, "I'm amazed that you can keep up your spirits in such a dismal place and with such rustic fare to eat. Truly, you are wasting your time here. Why, at court there is dancing and feasting and all kinds of merriment. In short, there is never a humdrum moment. But you must return with me tomorrow and see for yourself." The country mouse decided to sleep on it and told his guest he would give him his answer next morning. Then they retired in peace and quietness for a good night's rest. The next morning, when the guest was ready to journey back to town, he again urged his friend to accompany him to His Majesty's court. Such pomp and elegance and cuisine ought not be missed. The country mouse finally consented to go along, so the two friends set out together. It was late in the evening when they arrived at His Majesty's court, and there, in the great dining hall, they found the remains of a scrumptious dinner. There were creams and jellies and sweetmeats, all of the most delicious kind. The cheese was the finest Parmesan. They wetted their whiskers with exquisite champagne. But before they had finished their delightful repast, they were greatly alarmed by the barking and scratching of a dog. Then the meowing of a cat almost frightened them to death. And then a whole army of servants burst into the room and cleared everything away in an instant. The town mouse was by this time safe in his hole, which, by the way, he had not been thoughtful enough to show his friend, while the poor country mouse could find no better shelter than that afforded by the round leg of a sofa. There he waited in fear and trembling quietness was again until he waited in fear and trembling till quietness was again restored. "Ah, my dear friend," said the country mouse as soon as he had been recovered enough to have the courage to speak. "If your fine living is interrupted constantly with fears and dangers, let me return to my plain food and my peaceful cottage. For what good is elegance without ease, or plenty without an aching heart?" The town mouse asked his friend to stay and spend the night, but the country mouse said, Now, I've had enough of court life. I shall be off as fast as I can." And he ran out into the night. And did not stop until he reached the peace and quiet of his cottage. The end.